What up, everybody? This is Vanessa from Happy Munkey. Happy New Year. This message is specifically for Vlad and Ramon. Yo, don't forget to tell people that this year it's all about recruitment, all about opening these stores. So be on the lookout for information about when to apply to become a part of the Happy Munkey tribe. Later.
All right, everybody. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. It's the Happy Munkey Podcast. You already know what it is. It's Ramon Reyes over here to the left. I got my man Vlad to the right. And today, we always got special guests, man. This is straight up cannabis weed talk today. You know what I mean? I know usually we mix it up, but let's bring it back to weed today. And today we go talk about weed. All right, everybody. Today we got a special guest, my man Chris Becker, co-founder of Honeybee.
What up?
Yes. Today we missing the dog. You know what I mean? This is my man. The legendary cannabis entrepreneur. Always travels with the dog in every conference, party. It don't matter what is going on. The dog is by his side. He's came to every. He saw the whole evolution of Happy Munkey. So whether it's to the lounge all the way to the fucking Museum of Sex, that dog was everywhere with us.
She got more frequent flyer miles than a lot of my friends do.
Yeah, and then even whenever you're in Colorado, tap in because my brother's been putting in a lot of work out there, from helping the community to the cannabis industry. He's like a renaissance man that's touched many different aspects of what's happening out there. But real quick, we got to give everybody some Happy Munkey updates before we do a deeper dive with my brother Chris Becker. And right now, as you all know, I have a license in Manhattan. Ramon has one in Brooklyn. We're currently waiting site approval in each borough, so like that we can move forward and actually start build out and start operating these stores. For those of you out there that always wanted to get down with the Happy Munkey tribe so you could catch a vibe, this is your chance. Happy Munkey will be hiring after we get this news. So go to happymunkey.com, put your name, your information so we could tap in. If you ever wanted to be part of evolving brand and company, this is your chance. Please stay tuned and tap in with us. So,
shit, man. David, is he lying or what? What's going on over here, man? You're having these conspiring.
He's not telling any lies. We're going to be hiring, we need that retail team. So, 2 locations. Definitely tap in. Reach out to us on Instagram or, like you said, jump on the website. But there's a lot of places to come reach us. We're going to be dropping some opportunities pretty soon.
Absolutely, everybody. Make sure you get involved with us. Subscribe to everything. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the email blast, right? Because that's really
the memo on Mondays.
That's really where it get it popping at, man. That's it right there.
Also, remember, if you come and you use the promo code from the podcast, you get 20% off of the merch. Speaking of merch, look out for us doing a pop-up on January 30th where if you haven't been able to purchase online and you want to come get a vibe in person, you want to come kick it with the team, kick it with me, kick it with Ramon, this is your chance. So, 2024, we're here to settle the score, so tap in.
Pop up at the pop-up.
I might have to put in my application for that job.
So, Chris, like I said, you've been following us. We've been following you for a while, it's been a journey, from, everything you've been through, from addiction to entrepreneur to the dogs, everything. So let's set it off by what was the epiphany when you said, Chris, cannabis is not just something that I consume, but this is what I'm gonna pursue as a passion and as a living?
2018, I started selling legal weed. Maryland had just gone legal. Companies were opening up. Jobs were opening up. I put in my application, did some follow-up. I'd wanted to sell weed for a long time since I sold my first bag at 14, something like that. So when I saw that I could do it professionally, it was like, hey, I could go tell my teachers that told me you can't sell weed for a living. Hell yeah, I can. It's really possible, And so it's been 5 years now, going on 6. Love working in this industry.
But what was it exactly that you saw your lane in 2018 that you said, like, this is my chance to, like, you know, because it's always tough from what I experienced from people from leaving your day job or whatever you did to take care of yourself to really, like, this is my career now.
Well, you transitioned from real estate.
Real estate right before weed. Before that, I was in the addiction recovery industry. I was helping people get sober. I got burnt out on that. Helped a lot of people, I think, but it's hard work. You know,
yeah.
People are at their absolute worst, and you're trying to help them through that. So I burnt out, started selling houses. I still do that, but I'm not real passionate about it. My passion's weed, and I'll say I didn't know at the time I was going to make a career out of it. It was a good job to have. Once I got into the industry, that's what really inspired me to become an entrepreneur in the industry. There was a lot that I thought could be better, and so that was where it really clicked for me. And this is the first company I've ever started with other people. I've been a solopreneur before, and so we've gone a lot further than I ever did in any of those companies. And so, like, each win that we get really solidifies that this is what I want to keep doing.
Wait, so in Maryland, this is so it basically started for you in Maryland. Mm-hmm. So this is where you met David.
I used to go to David's Canna Gather events.
My man, David getting it shaken. Young David was getting it shaken. I ain't gonna lie. My man shaking and baking over there in Baltimore.
David knows everybody.
Yeah,
everybody knows David.
Yeah.
Shout out to Baltimore. Shout
out to Baltimore,
DMV.
man. Yeah, man, the DMV, man. I visited a couple times, man. It's lit. This shit was lit in the DMV. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially DC, they had, you know, Initiative 71, and like they had the original gray market before other states started doing it.
So then, 2018, David, then you came up to New York because you came up to the Happy Munkey parties.
Yeah.
And when was that?
I think my first one was 2019, 2020, something like that. Came to I forget the first party I came to.
Was it Van Gogh or was it Bobby Vans?
I think it was Van Gogh.
Oh,
yeah, I think
man.
that was the first one.
So you came to the now Happy Munkey compliance situation. It was lit.
I think even before that, I think I had come by the club. Y'all hosted after party, I think, for MJ Unpacked, something like that.
So definitely, yeah.
So you got to see 38th Street.
He got to see 38th Street, yeah. While I was alive, yeah.
And B came too, so she's been there too. The dog.
So Chris, what is the why, the purpose, the mission, and the vision of your company, Honeybee Collective?
So our mission is to create community wealth and a sustainable future. This company was started out of frustration with what the industry looked like. I thought that the industry held a lot of promise to make a lot of people wealthy, to make people healthy, communities healthy, help people with all kinds of issues. And I really saw it being monopolized by corporate interests. And pissed me off. I things that strike me as unfair make me mad, right? And so, mid-COVID, I reached out to a group of friends, said, "Hey, what would you think about starting a purpose-driven weed brand? We can do some good with our profits. We can create a company that people would love to work for and that we'd be proud to run, and speaks to cannabis consumers in a more meaningful way than other companies that existed at the time do." Because as somebody that smokes weed, all the companies that I was aware of in 2018, 2019 in the legal market, I was like, I don't relate to the message that they're putting out.
The values didn't align.
Didn't align, no. It was either strictly medical or really just, kind of a corporate grift. And neither of those, stuck out to me as something that I wanted to support. So I was looking for a company that I would be proud to support, and so we decided to start it. We want to move the industry in a direction that works better for people and the planet, right? Because the industry, not everybody's aware, but the industry creates a ton of waste. Growing inside uses a ton of power. The packaging creates a ton of waste. I did the math one time as I was working at a dispensary bagging up aids. The typical plastic jar creates like 12 grams of waste for every 3.5 grams of flour that you're selling. So that translates to 3 pounds of plastic for every 1 pound of weed that you sell. That's just too much plastic. That's huge waste. And it's all ending up in landfills, plastic recycling is kind of a myth, doesn't exist. So trying to address all of these issues and create a more fairer and more equitable. I hate the term equity has been like really bastardized.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So, but fair, I like, right? So the one thing that I know David had mentioned, we was talking about this earlier, is that one of the things about your company is that your employees are also owners. Mm-hmm. Well, explain that.
So, I was frustrated by how limited the ownership in the industry is. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people have had an opportunity to get licenses to grow and sell weed.
It's hard, yeah.
It's really difficult. And I just generally believe that workers create more value than they're recognized for in any industry, weed or otherwise. Mm-hmm. People I don't think are compensated well, while people at the top, the wealthiest 1%, 0.1%, get wealthier and wealthier every year. So we wanted to address that issue, address wealth inequality. And we created an employee-owned structure with our company. So everybody that works for us, over time, they vest their interest in ownership, and they also have profit sharing. So when the company does well, they do well. And that's more fair to me than just working for a wage. And if the company does well, I don't see any extra. Like, that doesn't work for me. So
I'm fucking with you. I ain't even mad at that, man.
You are definitely going for the underdog and trying to uplift the people at the bottom, which is something rare to see in this industry.
Yeah, my man be, I don't know if people follow you on social media, but my man be shooting. You know how we, and I don't know if you think, when I mean shooting, like I mean like he pokes the bear, right? He likes to poke the bear. And, I like to watch it. You know what I mean? So please, like I said earlier before, don't be, do your thing, man. Freely poke the bear while we're here. You know what I mean? Don't worry about
Chris, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So we respect it.
I live by that to some degree. Yeah. Once I light this up, I'll probably.
Yeah, I got you. I know we're supposed to go into our notes, but can I shoot real quick, like by like interaction with Chris, right? So, me and Vlad, we were gearing up to go to Colorado, right? And my flight gets in earlier. So, I'm a fiend, right? So I'm not like I really love to smoke. So I'm getting to Colorado and I'm getting there earlier. I'm picking up a car. I'm like, I ain't even telling them I'm picking up a car. I came and picked them up, right? So that's how, I was mad enthusiastic, right? And we're going to the anniversary thing. What was it? The one of those rock and roll shit. I forgot.
It was that Red Rocks.
There you go.
South Park 25 years.
There you go. I'm sorry. How am I gonna forget something like that, right? And I let somebody from your social media knows, and they let you know that I'm getting there to Colorado. You're like, all right, so go to the specific dispensary. As soon as you get there, that's the first dispensary I get to, because I'm like, I'm gonna go shop. I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna go to maybe like 10 different dispensaries while I'm there. You know what I mean? And this is before they even got there. Their flight is like a couple hours ahead of me, so I got there quick. Went to the dispensary within like the hour that I got there. And I get there, and I tell the person, I buy weed or whatever, like my apes or whatever the case may be. And then I say, yo, Honeybees, they sent me or whatever the case may be. It was like, oh, yeah, hold on, give me a second. And they gave me like a pack of pre-rolls and a bunch of stuff. And they're like, yo, here, they said to take all this stuff and all that shit. I was like, all right, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that, right? It was like a few of these, and then it was like the pre-rolls. So I was like, fuck it, we out, man. You know what I mean? And then I stopped.
They gave you the starter pack?
They gave me the starter pack. I was ready to go. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah, as soon as I jumped in the car, I ain't had to roll nothing. I was just smoking. I was going nuts. And then I went and picked these guys up, man. So thank you for the hookup, man. Sure. They hooked me up.
You guys always have great hospitality when I'm in New York, so it's the least I can do to return the favor.
Yeah, it was a fun situation, man. Because it's always good to kind of land places, right, and kind of already have kind of like people already kind of like set you up, right? Because we all know, right, but pre-legalization, that was the hardest thing to do, to land somewhere that's foreign, and it's like. You gotta go
get that pack.
Oh man, shit is hard.
You gotta go have an awkward conversation with somebody. Try to learn the local code or whatever.
Wait, so now it's 2024. The The company's going on 6 years now. You know,
we only started the company about 3 years ago. So we started at peak COVID, so like late 2020.
So now it's been 3 years, 4 years, and it's 2024. The market is expanding. Things are changing. What are the future expansion plans for the collective?
So launched here in New York recently.
What did you launch here? Oh no, congrats. Yeah. Oh shit, what's going on? What did you launch here?
We're in 8 stores, I think, now. First 2 were the Cannabis Place Delivery and Union Square Travel Agency. Really appreciate both of them picking us up. So we're there. We're in a few other stores, Happy Days Long Island, Lenox Hill just opened up, a few other stores. We're going to keep growing in New York. We want to be real successful in New York and in Colorado. We think New York is really important for driving the message of and the importance of employee ownership and just doing things a fairer way. And we think that we can branch out from here and hopefully encourage more employee ownership across the industry and other industries. We have our eyes on New Jersey and Massachusetts next. I'd love to be in Maryland. I think they're issuing some licenses soon, so we'll be able to start having some conversations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Already is their adult use is crushing it out there, and since that's where I got my start in the legal market, I really want to bring these values that we represent home to Maryland.
Of course. How about now? You know that you're 3-4 years in when it comes to the company. You know this industry is moving at such a light speed. You know, pace and speed, it's hard to keep up. What are you doing, especially with how competitive it is to stay on those shelves, to innovate your brand and your company that you stand out from the herd?
I think our brand represents our values, right? So we lead with our values, and we try to add value to everybody in the supply chain. So consumers have easy, sustainable choice, earth and people-friendly product to reach for on the shelf. They know that we represent doing good in the community. For growers, we're helping them sell more product, better margins, and, you know, quite frankly, stuff that they might not have had such an easy time to sell or didn't want to sell under their brand name, you know, their flower brands or their vape brands or their edible brands. We do pre-rolls and bring a convenient product to people. So I think between the convenience and our brand values, I think that's an easy reach for a lot of people. But we always are building with community feedback. We do a lot of surveys. I'm always asking questions on social. I want to know what people want and what people think. I don't want to just think that I know everything or that we have the best ideas in the room. I think that's a recipe for failure.
No, that's really smart because only a fool knows it all, and who better to ask than your consumer, the people that are supporting you, you know? I think that's really smart because I think people get sidetracked by you know, their thoughts and what they feel, but at the end of the day, the market is the ones that have the answers because they're the ones that are going to spend the money.
The only times that we've really been like way off the mark were the times that we didn't ask the community about stuff. We tried to launch the brand with a 5-gram flower SKU. We thought, like, you know, it's a little bit gimmicky, but, like, it's 40% more flour, 40% less waste. I thought people would love that, right? At the same price as the next 8th, I thought people would go crazy for it. And they actually might, but dispensary purchasing managers did not think it was cool. They thought it was too different, too weird. And so we ended up not selling that. We're bringing it back as a 3.5 grams, you know, normal 8th, because people want what they know. They don't want something wildly different unless it's really cool. So just trying to stay in touch with people, ask questions.
How do you accomplish that? Because nowadays, you know, I was talking to somebody in advertisement, you know, earlier, and they really blew my mind with a statistic, and this leads into my next question. They're like, Vlad, how many times do you think you get marketed in one day? I was like, I don't know, hundreds of times. They said, no, 1,000 times a day. I think it was like 5,000 times a day. I said, what? They said, yeah, you don't know. There's 5,000 companies between where you walk through digital, your phone, the TV, everywhere. And throughout 24 hours, 5,000 companies try to sell to you. You just didn't notice. I was like, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. So I just say that to say, like, how do you stand out online and able to, you know, keep a line of communication with your consumer online?
Probably more personal brand than the actual company, like socials. I run our company social most of the time. Don't do all the content creation, but do the posting. So I want to see the numbers, and like personal brand just gets more engagement than company stuff tends to. I don't know if you guys ever see that with your personal stuff, but so I use So I use Twitter and have a pretty large following on there. I use LinkedIn pretty effectively. Have reached a lot of people. My favorite thing about posting online is that it gets people to reach out, and you attract your tribe. You guys have been saying it. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And so I put out my thoughts online, and people seem to respond to it. And
it's just that I think it goes to what I just mentioned right now, right? That people are fabricatedly being sold and marketed to, like I said, 5,000 times a day. So people are getting really good at, like, no, that's just really Chris. That's just really Ramon. Yeah. No, Johnny's just trying to sell me. That's an ad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People are really getting really...
They got their guard up.
They got their guard up.
Yeah, it's 1,000 instances a day. Like you said, you got to keep your guard up. Otherwise, you'd be spending all your money. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. We are here. Yo, sorry. Hold on. But let's talk about the dog real quick, right?
Dog.
Because one of the times that bugged me out, right? Because first of all, I didn't know you were gonna come to the anniversary party, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't know that, right? I wasn't thinking it was so much going on that night,
he was at the Classic Car Club?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
he brought B with him.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I was gonna get to. So I'm like, I'm passing along, I'm running along, and somebody's probably, I think Stu is probably pulling me. Somebody, yo, come here, but wait. And all of a sudden I see this little white boy walk by with a dog. I'm like, oh, that's Chris. I'm like, because I couldn't see your face. I think you had like a hat on or something like that, and you were walking quick, so I couldn't really see who it was. But then I seen the dog. I'm like, that was Chris. Oh shit. I'm like, yo, David, that was Chris. And somebody pulled me. I had to go talk to somebody or something. But a mile away, you can tell that if the dog's around, Chris is around, right? If Chris is around, the dog is around, right? So right now, even when I walked in, I'm like, yo, where's the dog, right?
I think people don't recognize me without B by my side, for sure. She goes everywhere with me 95% of the time. She was tired today. We, went up to the Upper East Side in the snow.
So she's been, that's crazy. So she's basically been on all your cannabis adventures, basically, at this point, right? How old is B?
So I got her when she was 4 months old. She's 3.5 now. And as soon as I got her, I started taking her around to dispensaries selling door to door.
Oh my God!
We just had product out, so going around. She met 8-10 bud tenders a store. Was going to 6-8 stores a day. So she loves people. She loves selling weed. She knows what like a dispensary smells like, and she associates it with treats because every time we go somewhere, somebody gives her a treat. Mm-hmm. So I even used to take her to work with me when I worked in the dispensary for a while. And at one point I taught her to go around the counter to say hi to the customers and come back. Kept my tip jar real full that way.
That's crazy. Shout out to B, man. She a part of the whole conjunto, though. This is crazy.
What do you think is the craziest place you've taken B?
Oh, man. She's been to the pool at the Mandalay Bay.
Oh man!
I pitched.
She been to Vegas.
I pitched a room full of investors at MJ Unpack with B by my side. That's pretty crazy.
So B's been on a bunch of flights.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere: New York, Maryland, Cali, Vegas.
Yep, I think she's been to. We were just in Florida too, visiting my parents. Let's see, where else has she been? All over the place, man. Everywhere I go, B goes. So
shout out to B.
Has she left the country?
Not yet. No. There's a few places you can take them out of the country that we probably will travel there because you can take your dog. I think Mexico you can take them. We want to go skiing in Italy, and I think you can take. Pit bulls have restrictions in Europe, but apparently Italy will allow them.
Tell the guys about your skiing trips and your skiing life. Come on, or snowboarding.
Snowboard, yeah.
Would be?
I did recently take her snowboarding. Yeah. I took her back like we hike up the mountain and then snowboard down.
Okay,
and she follows me.
Nah.
Yeah, we go mountain climbing. She's climbed, I think, 12 mountains over 14,000 feet in Colorado so far. So she's very athletic. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, both of you guys, right? Because shit, she can't make it up there without you. So I guess you guys are a nice little pair there.
She helps. She's strong. She drags me on the way up. That's great. I do snowboard a lot too. I'm trying to get 100 days this season. It's snowing like crazy in Colorado right now, and
I've never been skiing. You gotta get. No. I gotta go with you. Get it off the bucket list one day.
I would definitely take you. Absolutely.
Yeah, Dominicans don't usually go skiing and snowboarding. That's not a sport that we allude to every winter. We go, oh shit, winter's coming. Let's go snowboarding and skiing. Not too many of us. I guess now there's some, but you know.
Colorado. I got friends from out there. I spoke to a friend of mine recently. He said he's going to Canada, jumping out of a helicopter to do some X Games skiing. That's like a thing over there, right?
Oh, yeah. It's every snowboarder's dream, yeah. I would like to do it. It just costs like $1,400 a day or something like that.
Jordan, are you doing that, Jordan? Jordan, you jumping out the...
snowboard lessons, I'm out.
Oh, shit, man. All right.
I just want to do basic 101, the child kitty, ABC, 1, 2, 3 skiing.
Yeah. We'll get you making some turns and having fun out there.
That's all we need, man. A little bit of fun here and there. Dress me up in the nice ski suit or some shit.
It, right?
You know, I'm gonna be smoking and drinking hot cocoa in the cabin, my G. That's what we gonna do.
Yeah.
I need to be like 007.
Nah, we could do it up, my G. Put me on the snowboard a little bit. I'm gonna rock out, bust my ass a couple times and it's over. Go drink some hot cocoa and smoke, and I told you it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Chris,
do it up, man.
I want to ask you, right, Chris, because like I said, right now, 2024, like when it comes to the East Coast and specifically the Northeast, it just seems like things are unfolding and moving, like starting to take shape. So I want to know your opinion, since you've seen what's happening on the West Coast and now the wave is like more heading towards the East Coast. How do you see New York and the Northeast maturing in 2024 and in the near future, like compared to other markets? What do you see?
I know a lot of new growers are hoping to come online next year, probably within the calendar year 2024. So you'll have a lot more indoor on the market in New York. You'll have a lot more local brands that I think will have a really powerful impact on the market. In general, the Northeast smokes a ton of weed. New York smokes a shitload of weed.
The highest consuming market in the world.
Yeah, and Massachusetts sells a ton of weed. I don't know how much of it is to New Yorkers, but so it's an important market to be in from a brand perspective, from a culture perspective. I hope, there's no more lawsuits in New York. Like, I hope good people, I hope you guys get your store open. I hope a lot of small growers get their micro businesses going, and it's still evolving, like you said. It's very important. It's like New York just exports culture, right? So doing well here, I think, creates a lot of demand elsewhere. And I hope, I hope the quality keeps improving. There's a lot of really good stuff in New York, but there's still a lot of SKUs that I think are in high demand that people don't have access to, like your high quality rosin based edibles, a lot of concentrates. Indoor flower has a lot of demand, so hopefully that keeps supporting the market and bringing people into it, because especially in New York, like everybody already has a habit for where they get their weed, and so you have to have something pretty high value to get people to change a habit. So hopefully that keeps happening.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think indoor has already started hitting the market, and I think, as you said, it's going to continue hitting the market. I think right now we have like 40 stores. I think by the end of the year you'll probably have like 200 stores, and I think that you're really going to get an idea of what the market really is, because when you think about it, it's in the last 2 years, it's been operating with so few stores and only outdoor weed. You know, it's really been like, you know, not exactly a full picture of what it could be, and it's still been doing well. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine now when it starts maturing, I think it's really going to take off starting this year.
Yeah, for sure. Hope so. Yeah, we're trying to sell a lot of weed in New York, for sure. A lot of pre-rolls.
A lot of pre-rolls.
On that note, I wanted to kind of like jump into some like cannabis news, right? Kind of jumping on this, we're talking about maturing markets. Mm-hmm. The OCM released its yearly report and said they made $150 million last year. The state did. And I was curious what you guys are thinking about that. Just how the state's moving along. And then just to kind of add on to it too, Illinois came out with a record selling $1.6 billion generated via cannabis this last calendar year. So just kind of playing off what you guys were saying.
So they did that. They did that with the 40 stores. We did. New York State did $150 million with the 40 stores, right?
Yeah. All together to date.
To date.
Yeah, so like I was just saying, so I think that's why my opinion is, and I was just mentioning to you, Chris, that I think that if New York was a boat, it hasn't left the dock, the anchor hasn't got taken out, because Illinois did $1.6 billion last year. Missouri did $1 billion last year. New York's a bigger market than both of them, so just imagine how, you know, we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg.
It's frustrating. I think New York has huge potential as a market. These injunctions and these lawsuits that have shut the market down in the interest of like corporate cannabis having access to the market, very frustrating. Hurt a lot of people, both aspiring entrepreneurs and people that have already been in business and spent a ton of money growing 2 seasons worth of outdoor weed and didn't have a place to sell it because OCM couldn't issue licenses. So very frustrating, definitely hurt the industry. I don't think it's fair to compare really, you know, I've seen this comparison, but I don't think it's fair that Illinois versus New York. Illinois is a mature market. And I think it's important to ask who benefited from those sales, right? Illinois sells $1.6 billion worth of weed. 30 companies that are primarily publicly owned or owned by some local wealthy individuals did all that business. So if they were profitable, who did that help? Didn't help the communities where they operate. Prices are high, so you don't have a lot of satisfied consumers there. They're you know, some degree being extorted because they don't have access to more companies to buy from. So I think New York is getting it right. I think New York is giving an opportunity to farmers, people that have been harmed by the war on drugs. I think if we're going to create this new industry, that's who ought to have first shot at it. I don't think that having a medical business earned anybody, you know, first mover advantage. I think like having been harmed by the war on drugs is a more compelling case to me than I spent $30 million growing medical weed. Like, give me a break, you know? So I'm excited to see New York like actually open up stores and reach its potential.
Yeah, you even think about it, right? When you add the fact, it's astronomical that they even did $150 million with 41 stores, like Ramon said. When you have 5,000 to 8,000 illegal stores and you only had access to outdoor weed, it's crazy that stores are even able to do that.
Some of the stores that we sell to here sell in a day what stores that we sell to in Colorado sell in a month. It's wild. Like and that's just in our product, and I gotta imagine there's even more products that do even better than ours. So it's crazy. Huge potential. Just the population density supports such a strong market, and then the diversity of taste can support so many different brands. I'm excited to see what New York does. I mean, just like I've got some samples here, like a couple legal brands and aspiring legal brand, and all great quality, like really good stuff. And 2 of them are outdoor. I think this one's indoor, but really good stuff. And like it can only get better. You can pull the
and then just speaking on where the market is more, speaking on where the market is more so. New York Post wrote this week about Conbud being within a 5-block walk radius of Conbud. There's 30 illegal shops, and so you have that kind of dichotomy where there's not enough legal stores, but then you're opening up in places that are to some degree already mature.
And I heard that that's a low estimate. I heard that it's like more like 60 within a couple of blocks that they got down there. So it's just like you're facing a really uphill battle. So I believe when you add that enforcement kicks in, and then you add better product and more stores, I think that's when you're really gonna see, what the market really can look like. Because right now, as you said, it's not a fair comparison to anybody else, because what's going on in New York, and in between the approach of putting, people that were harmed first instead of larger players, and all those illegal stores, it's just a whole totally different framework and perspective than the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to bring it back. I kind of want to make sure that, because I don't want to be like we're defending whatever's happening, in New York like it's great, right? It's not perfect. We're not saying that, the approach and the notion is awesome, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to, it's the first of its kind, right? So
the intention is good.
The intention is dope, right? Because it's the first of its kind. Nobody, the attempt hasn't been made, right?
The rollout been great, no.
The rollout has been real tough, and I could imagine, a lot of my my other friends don't kind of agree, right? Because it's not as easy for them to open up and operate as well. Even those that started operating now is still kind of, it took them a tough time, right? It was a hard rollout. So, just saying that, I'm just trying to be fair that, from both sides, right?
If I aspired to have a license in New York and I didn't fall into, one of the priority categories, I'd probably feel differently too. Yeah. Like out of my own self-interest. I think, one thing I try to do is take positions that maybe don't align with my financial best interest, but that's abnormal. I think most people don't think like that.
Yeah, it's hard, right? This is a tough business, and it is what it is. We're here for the rollout. We happen to be here at the time, and we other people other times of right now.
No, but even for us, like people would assume that after all the blood, sweat, and tears, that we would have been one of the first, but we're still waiting and we're still in the process. So it's been a hell of a battle, but we always knew that nothing worth having is easy. Everybody would have it. And when you're trying to do something that nobody's done before in the country, you're going to face obstacles nobody's faced. And it's going to be difficult to try to, do it correctly when nobody's ever done it. So there's been a ton of mistakes. And, people like us and many others have paid for it. But if you want to see real substantial change that can affect generations to come, sometimes you got to roll with those punches too.
Yeah, the industry's consolidating, and if people who have been harmed by the war on drugs, people who don't have access to economic opportunities aren't given this opportunity, then it's not going to benefit anybody. It's going to skip right over them. Like, the industry has gone to essentially late stage capitalism without the benefits of the early stage consolidation, where everybody, creates a middle class and gets a little bit wealthier. Like, they just skipped right over that and just handed licenses to politically connected people and public companies. Like, it's not fair, and I admire what New York is doing despite the challenges that they've faced. And I think it's we can't even give a fair evaluation of the rollout to OCM because of the legal challenges that they've faced, right? Exactly. I think it was a real dick move to file those lawsuits and make all these challenges. And
we all know that those didn't happen by mistake.
No.
It's like you said, those interests that have been operating in every state, we're not happy that other people were operating before them.
I think that people that have been in maturing markets understand the value of first mover advantage so much that they were willing to spend money on $1,000 an hour lawyers to get it, right? They want it that bad. Not only do you take advantage of like higher prices during the initial rollout, but you also get a lot of loyal consumers that it's hard for new competitors later to earn. And gets much more expensive for them. Like, everything that you do in an early, immature market is cheaper than when you do it in a mature market. getting new customers, build outs, that kind of thing, hiring people, like all of it is easier and cheaper, I think, in an immature market versus later down the road when you have sophisticated, deeply ingrained competition, and you're trying to get people to change their habits.
1,000%. Missing anything, Mr. David?
No, this has been awesome. I've been loving it. It's like such a insightful and educational, but also fun episode right now. I'm loving it. People need to know this. I feel like we don't, especially you guys are in the trenches with it, and you yourself too as a brand here in the state. I think people kind of like, one, will love the optimism you all have. You know, you guys are being critical, but you guys are being real. And no, it's just been great.
Let's talk about, it's 2024, and talk about like what personally New Year's resolutions I've had, just turned 41, so I got to stay on, being healthy, Chris. Yeah. So I started like a super dry January. I've been vegan the whole month, no alcohol, no weed, no mushrooms, just gone completely dry on everything.
Oh shit, no weed.
No weed either. Just like so like that. February 1st comes and I start all my vices again. That I gave myself like a quick break.
When's the last time you took a tolerance break that long?
Been a while, maybe like a couple of years.
Feeling it when you smoke on February 1st.
Exactly. But I feel like this year we got a lot of big tasks to take on. I'm getting old. I'm 41. I gotta really do extra things to keep up with the Davids of the world. You know what I mean? Because if I don't got the energy to win, I'm gonna lose. And we gotta make sure that I'm coming with the best energy, physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to accomplish everything we gotta accomplish this year. You got anything that you set out, plans, resolutions this year, Chris?
I'm trying to read more rather than spending so much time on social media, doom scrolling or bitching about stuff. And on that line, I'm trying to be more positive too and more insightful rather than just I've found it easy. And there's a lot of things to complain about, right? But I haven't earned the right to complain. I have a very good life, and I have opportunities to improve things that are within my control. So I'm trying to remind myself of that and not get worked up over bullshit that I have absolutely no control over. And then trying to read more, at least one book every month. And I'm trying to get 100 days on the mountain this year too. I'm
100 days on the mountain.
Yeah, my aspiration is to be a snowboard bum, and so I'm trying to get 100 days of snowboarding in this season. I'm at 32 or 33 right now, so on my way, but I still got a lot of riding to do.
I like that he said read. So with me, I guess I'm gonna start with mental because we got a whole bunch of shit to start thinking about. So with me, I guess I started with reading. I started with Chicken Soup for the Soul, right? So nice. Chicken Soup for the Soul has a lot of little small stories, right? So I could get into reading the type of book like that because it gives me a different story every day. So I get to read a quick 2-3 pages of whatever that story is and run out, I could run out the door, go shower, whatever, and I read something good. I read something that made me feel good, you know what I mean? And it gets me thinking about, you know what I mean? It gets me thinking about something good, you know what I mean? And no matter what it is, I'm kind of starting with that, and then I just keeping it moving. I could wake and bakes or whatever it is I could do, and keep it moving.
Nice. Hell yeah.
As far as predictions this year, I predict, like I said, by the end of the year, there'll be about 200 stores open in New York.
Whoa.
I think that indoor is going to be running fluid in the legal market.
You think they're going to have the fire, the strains, I guess the gelatos and the blue dreams,
I believe
the sours, the hazes,
that is
everything?
Coming because everybody knows that if you don't have these staple strains in New York in the legal market, it's not going to work.
Yeah. You got to have what people know. If they walk in your store and you got a bunch of stuff they've never heard of, they're not going to be real happy.
Any strain anybody waiting for? You waiting for some type of strain to come out here, David or Jordan over there?
Waiting for the OG sativas like the Jack Herrera, the Durban Poisons, even the headband.
Right.
Stuff like that. That's what I don't want to see a Z on it. I don't want to see
Not
it
yet.
like
Yeah,
candy.
you ain't ready yet.
I don't need
I mean,
any of that.
they coming no matter what. You know what I mean?
I need that old school haze, that uptown haze. I need that sour diesel. I need that Blue Dream, that Gorilla Glue 4. I need the basic foundational strains here in New York.
I agree with all of y'all, but I want it all too, though, right? Like I want the menus, right? Like I've always said before, right? I'm old school and I'm whatever the case may be, but I love as a consumer, right? As a customer, right? Because I still am a customer to the plant. I love to go buy stuff, right? So I love the fact that there's a menu, right? Like people got different stuff, right? It's before, especially here in New York, and I you got what you got. That's it. You get what you get and you don't get upset type of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. And now it's like you go up to that same person if that same person is still there and they got a whole menu for you now, right? So it's like, I want that menu. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have because now I do smoke different. I am probably going to smoke a Durban Poison or a Haze in the middle of the daytime for a wake and bake so I could keep it moving, right? But at the nighttime, it's time to get some nighttime candies on. You know what I mean? Like I want the flavors. You know what I mean? Let's get high type of shit. You know what I mean? So I definitely want both. So I'm definitely okay with. I'm ready for the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for what the future is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
I kind of want it like a jukebox. Like if I want the oldies, I can play the oldies. But if I want the top 40s, I can do that too. I don't want to have to like I was just thinking like
Let's get it.
I just smoked some biscotti this weekend. It was the first time I smoked biscotti, just biscotti, not crossed with something.
Right.
It was like,
that's something like yeah.
It took me back. I was like, damn, like or even just smell like an actual gelato, like not a lemon cherry, not just a gelato, and like that's the kind of stuff I want. Like I want I think what Pause is Gazerpal, right, or one of the strains.
Right now it's Gazerpal, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I had no clue what Gazerpal was 6 months ago, right? But now I'm like, oh, that's my favorite one, and so
nice.
like having those kind of options, I appreciate it too, but I miss the oldies because they're hard to find.
Yeah, because that's why I mentioned it, because I feel like even now in the legal market, they have a lot of those strains. What they don't have is, like you said, more of the oldies, but they have, like, even in the legal market, they have, a lot of the Z this and, different, crosses and all that stuff.
Everywhere I look, there's
I just at this point it ain't even about Z, right? They name shit everything, right? Because I've heard all sorts of stuff, right? They call it, purple star dog. There's just so many different like names at this point that it's like, we don't know what's what anymore, right? So that's really, I guess that's what we're trying to say here, right? You can't really like. We don't know what's what anymore, because you can't tell me, you can't call me and be like, yo, I got this shit called fucking, I don't know, flowery red dog. I'm gonna be like, okay, like what is the fuck? I don't know what strain that is. I don't know what it smells like by you telling me what the name. Yeah, I'm gonna look. Come on, man. Like I don't know. So right now, I guess
I do have a old school like a straight gelato from Smoky Bodega that Ben Gilbert gave me. By the way, he says hello to you guys.
Yeah. Let's
Shout
see.
out Ben.
If he gave you something, I know because he,
Ben only fucks with.
He know
really
about
weed.
fire. Yeah. Shout out to him, Bree. He know what it is. Yeah, man, this smells good. Are we smoking this?
We can. Let's roll it up.
Ding-a-ding.
That's it. That's like a really nice example of gelato. I got this AJ's sour too from Flower House. This stuff's fire too.
Like legit, like this is like legit AJ, like I mean like legal weed from AJ type
legal
of shit?
weed from AJ. Yeah, I believe. I think he did a collaboration with Flower House.
I mean, it smells like sour.
It's got that sour smell. Yeah, it smokes good too.
I mean, if it's him, we can't. I'm not debating that it's him, so we're not even gonna do that. We're not. If it's AJ,
Yeah, so I mean,
debate the dude. You know what I mean?
The quality's getting good. It's getting good. But yeah, excited to see these guys.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see when that goes indoor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So because if that's I could tell that's sour. So imagine when this shit go indoor. You know what I mean? And he gets man. Listen, we ready. I guess New York is ready for it, and I can't wait for it.
I do want to talk about indoor versus outdoor a little bit.
Let's do it. This is the moment. This is all right. So tell me, what do you want to mention between both?
So, growing an ounce of weed indoors is like it has the carbon emissions of driving a Toyota Tacoma like 2,000 miles. Like it's not great for the environment. Meanwhile, the sun is free, and like if you grow it outdoor, like it can have 0 carbon footprint. There's even a grow in Colorado that advertises that. I think like as we continue to experience like crazy weather events, like seems like climate change is happening really fast, and so to the extent that people want to make a personal choice to reduce their climate impact, I think an easy one is choosing outdoor weed. I think like generally the quality is, to me, superior, except for the bag appeal. Indoor always wins on the bag appeal. And I know a lot of people shop with their eyes, and especially like I think it's a big miss that like people can't smell weed before they buy it. Like I think that encourages people to shop just on bag appeal and label appeal, and not based on like their senses, right? So I think people should be open-minded to trying outdoor.
Trying weed in general, right? I think that's exactly how you should take the approach, like you just said. Because I've mentioned these things before. You take the approach like wine, right? It's about what you like, right? It's about your taste buds, right? So with weed, is like if you like the smell of it, you like the way it's, when you burn it, when you smoke it. You like the way it tastes there, you like the effect of it, then that's what you go for, right?
Yep.
And you just try things out, right? Because you go trial and error a little bit, right? Because this ain't something nobody can really direct you to what your palate is, right?
No.
So it's like
your endocannabinoid system too.
So it's like, you got to figure it out a little bit, right?
Yeah, I saw a High Times article recently. Basically said like the number one thing that predicts whether a person's gonna like a particular strain is whether they like the smell of it before they smoked it.
There you go.
The nose knows. If you smell something that smells good to you, might not smell good to the next person, but you're probably gonna like it.
And to add to your point, like from my experience also, I feel like there's no replacement for the sun. And from a terpenes perspective and from a high and a medicinal perspective, I think that there are, like, when done really well, like outdoor, light depth, whatever, that can have better terpenes and better highs than some indoor.
And minor cannabinoids too. Like it's been studied. Some growers took the same cut, grew it indoors, grew it outdoors. The outdoor had much wider range of minor cannabinoids, and so like to the same extent that terpenes impact the effect of the high, minor cannabinoids undoubtedly play a role in like the uniqueness of the high. So you can have stuff that's really high THC, but if that's all that's in there, it's going to be sort of this plain, like, monotonous, zombied out high, versus like when you smoke a piff or a haze or something like that. The reason you like that is the terpenes and the minor cannabinoids that are like give you that racier, headier effect. Like I think, trying outdoor, being open-minded to it, people are going to start experiencing weed in a new way.
I think that this year, 2024, you're really going to see a more wide variety of product here in New York, a more wide variety of brands, a more wide variety of stores. So that's why 2024, I want to wish everybody nothing but health, wealth, and happiness. Check out my brother Chris Becker, Honeybee Collective. Follow him on all socials. Go check us out on happymunkey.com. Check out the merch. Check out the pop-up we got coming up on the 30th on Work and Roll.
Yes.
Check out our stores that are going to be opening sometime in 2024. And just get ready, because I think this is the year that New York and the Beast Coast really takes off. So
yeah. So, Chris, real quick, I guess before we wrap it up, you know what I mean? Let's make sure that you tell everybody where they find you at. All your social media is correct and all that shit.
Pause packs, my nigga.
What happened? Who?
The pause packs?
What you want to do?
The pack what that is to the hood?
Oh, pause. The pause packs, my G. That's what you dropped? That's what you was dropping, the pause packs? I was like, who? Pause? I'm like, I ain't even say it. I ain't say nothing for pause.
We got to get Cam and Mace some pause pack. they need it. They need it for the culture.
Yeah, people can get peace, pause, and party on our website, honeybeecollective.com. There's a store finder. Just click find us in stores. It's got all the stores that we're in, map, take you right to them. We're at honeybee.collective, at the.honeybee.collective on Instagram, at Honeybee Canico on Twitter. I'm Chris_Honeybee on Twitter, Chris_Honeybee 420 on Instagram. And follow us on socials. Join our newsletter at honeybeecollective.com. Stay in the know about events, product drops, surveys, giveaways. Love to have people participate in our surveys. That's how we, make things that people want versus, just crap that people don't need. And we're also fundraising right now. So people that are interested in owning an interest in a cannabis company can invest in our company.
I like that.
We have raised the majority of our startup capital to date from our community. And I think we currently have about 315 investors from all over the country. A number of them are in New York. So
does it have to be like $1 billion to invest, or could it?
$100. Anybody can invest with $100.
Wow.
Usually, investing in early stage companies is restricted to wealthy people, accredited investors that have over $1 million net worth or make over $250,000 a year. But we wanted to give everybody an opportunity to own a piece of a growing cannabis company. So anybody can invest with as little as $100. You'll be an equity owner alongside of our employees. If we ever sell the company, which is our hope in the future to sell it to our employees, all of our shareholders would benefit. And it's real easy, mainvest.com, to search for the Honeybee Collective. I don't know when this airs, but it closes January 29th.
Nice.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be your year. Just stay real, don't steal, and life is going to give you a great deal. Till the next episode, remember, you're too blessed to be stressed. Things will get greater later. Just always choose happy, ladies and gentlemen.